Jimmy Lee.
Hi, Stella. How's everybody doing?
As was to be expected.
Listen, did you hear word from Celia?
Not a word. I just don't understand it.
Look, I came to see how everybody's doing. Are they here?
Oh, everybody's in the bedroom. Go on right in. Oh, Miss Celia.
Oh, Stella.
It's so good to see you. Oh.
Welcome home.
Thanks.
You okay?
Yeah, I am now.
I was kind of worried about you.
Oh, we're all worried about you. Wait till I tell the family. Celia. Oh,
Celia.
what happened to you?
Well, I took an unexpected trip.
Oh.
Dear, you gave us such a scare. Where in the world did you disappear to?
Are you all right? I mean, are you hurt or...
No, I'm just tired.
Come into the living room. Mother
Yeah,
and Father
come on.
want to see you. Come on.
Oh, Dad, God, you're safe. We've been frantic.
Quentin was behind all this, wasn't he?
Yes.
The important thing is that you're all right.
Celia, what happened?
Father took me to Manhattan.
Oh, well, wonderful. He might have informed us. We have been worried sick about you.
I'm sorry. We didn't mean to worry you.
Well, Scorpio's the one who was all shook up. He wanted to throw us all in jail when he found out you were gone.
What did Quentin think he was doing?
Protecting me, I guess. He just wanted to take me where I could get some rest. He meant well.
Brilliant. I mean, you had to have been a bit groggy.
I was. And when I finally woke up and realized where I was, I knew I had to come back here and help find where Luke and Holly are. And I wanted to get Grant. And now I don't know what to think.
Well, what has Grant done, dear?
More than you would even believe.
Well, we've already figured that much out for ourselves.
Robert now thinks he may be helping us.
What, you saw Scorpio?
Yes, and he knows where they are.
How?
Something I said. I didn't even know. And now Robert is going to try to save them. I just hope he can find Luke and Holly in time.
It's a great privilege to be Grand Marshal on this occasion. It's a great day for America.
Besides being absolutely terrified for Luke and Holly, I feel like an absolute fool.
What do you mean? Drake strutting around?
Can't you get him to shut up? Well, what if this little miracle doesn't happen? What if we don't come up with the disc before the end of the parade?
Well, then we do as NASA in Houston does when something goes wrong.
Postpone due to malfunction.
That's right.
That's why you're the chief.
Robert, you have all the men you need? They're in place. Can I change you?
No.
Okay. Station yourself and your men are in the Gulistan pavilion. You cover the place. Yes, sir.
All right, let's synchronize watches. 15:55.
Correct. Well, don't know we can't from the outside. It's Grant's but he's acting together on the inside. Yeah. We can use all the help we can get. Thanks.
Well, I understand you've completed your examination.
Yes, sir, I have.
And? What is the matter?
I'm afraid the disc isn't functional.
Well, are you saying it's phony or what?
No, part of it is missing.
What?
It's only a tiny module, but without it, the disc is useless.
Good thing you had this gentleman check it.
Are you absolutely certain?
Positive. The module isn't there. Without it, the Prometheus disc couldn't power a paper airplane, much less a rocket.
Could this module have fallen off the disk?
Highly unlikely.
So it's unlikely that the module has been lost?
No. No, I'd say it would have to have been removed. Probably by someone who knew a bit about the disc.
By someone who knew that removing it would render the disc inoperable, yes?
Yes, sir, I would say so.
Grant.
Yes, Grant.
But how?
I don't know how, but I do know he's hidden that missing piece somewhere, and we've got to find it and find it fast.
Leave this to me.
No, absolutely not.
I can make him talk.
But if you fail, and he doesn't survive your questioning,
He'll talk before then.
that's not a chance we can afford to take.
So, what do you plan to do?
First, we must make absolutely certain that Grant is not aware we know the disc has been tampered with. I've got to find a way to get him to lead me to wherever it is that he's hidden that missing module.
How do you plan on doing that? We don't have much time.
We've got enough. Could I have the disc and the film, please? All right, you look after the film.
For how long?
For as long as it takes. The disc stays with me,
I don't understand.
but you will. Go to Sung Cho Lee. Tell him it's necessary that the parade begin early today. We're going to be leaving ahead of schedule.
But, why?
Because I need the time. Time to follow Grant to wherever he hid that module. Time to retrieve the module. Time to get back to the boat before it leaves the dock.
What about the other half of the microfilm? Scorpio will be waiting for a call at 4:30. He'll be at the phone booth.
All the better. We slip away while he waits for a phone call that won't come.
Without the microfilm?
We're going to have to forget about that microfilm. Fortunately, we can reconstruct the missing half of Gerald's equation from the disc itself. And the Americans are left with a piece of film that is absolutely useless to them, so we win both ways. You better get going.
One thing still bothers me.
Yes.
How can you be so sure that the traitor will lead you to wherever he has hidden the missing part of the disc?
Because he has to.
I don't see why.
Because if Grant really is working for the U.S., then he has to retrieve that module before the demonstration today.
Yes, but only if he already has the rest of the disc.
You're right.
Gentlemen, time to put your guns away.
Another tool, Guru.
No, this is it. We have to keep up appearances. Now remember, this day has got to be just like any other day. Do you understand? Okay?
Upstairs. It's showtime.
Guns in the cabinet. And I'll check on the hostages.
Jamal,
Yes.
could you come here, please, for a moment? I need you.
Jamal, why don't you go ahead? I'll stand guard.
Thank you.
Any problems?
No. Were you expecting any?
No. No, not at all. Just my curiosity again.
Time to eat.
These poor stupid fools. Oh, Spencer, you tried to feather your nest. Now you'll never fly again.
Shut up, Grant.
Sorry, Gregory. I just couldn't resist getting in one parting shot.
From now on, there's to be no further communication with the hostages. Do you understand? None.
Fine.
What do you think that was about?
I don't know. Grant looked really worried. He seemed upset. Something must have gone wrong.
I don't get it.
What?
That crack about feathering the nest and all that stuff.
Do you think it was another clue?
I don't know, but it's definitely a reference.
To what?
Well, when I was hiding the disc in the warehouse, I put it under a pigeon nest. And that's when Grant whacked me over the head.
Did he see where you put it?
Well, he must have.
Wouldn't he have taken it?
Well, I thought so. But I don't know what he's talking about. What's he trying to say to us?
Feeding us these clues, he was still treating us horribly. It was frightening.
That dear, sweet man? Oh, that doesn't sound at all like our Grant.
Oh, Lila, darling, what other Grant she could be talking about? The Grant Putnam who lived here with us.
Oh, it's also very confusing, Edward.
I assure you, Mother, I'm as confused as you are.
And if I didn't know you better, I would say you had a very overactive imagination, Celia.
I don't blame you. I find it pretty unbelievable myself, and I lived through it.
No thanks to Grant.
Edward, wait a minute. She's just said that Grant helped plant clues to help her.
Well, it's kind of hard to keep track of the players.
Go on, Celia. We'll sort it out as you go.
I haven't sorted it out myself yet. I'm still very confused about Grant.
Boy, you sure fooled this family. Are you including yourself?
Now, Alan, if you two will just keep quiet for a moment, I think Celia would like to continue. Celia, are you telling me that Grant, in his insane way, was trying to reach Scorpio?
Yes, he knew that I was going to be released, and he thought that if he dropped all these references, I could relay them to Robert.
But you didn't.
I did. I didn't know they were clues, but somehow Robert managed to get them out of me.
Lucky for Luke and Holly.
That remains to be seen.
Look, so do you think that Luke and Holly picked up on these clues?
I don't know. I really don't know.
We don't even know that Scorpio interpreted them correctly.
That's true.
Burnham Wood, Persimmon.
3 coins in the fountain.
All sounds awfully vague to me.
Yes, it does to me, too, but Robert was so sure. What if he's wrong?
Luke and Holly will have to save themselves.
Hopefully, Robert knows what he's doing.
I'm glad he does. I certainly don't know what to think anymore.
With good reason, dear. We're all confused.
Do you think it's possible that Grant was trying to help Luke and Holly?
Well, does he even know which side he's on?
Both.
Oh, I have been such a fool for so long.
Look, you're not alone. Grant pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes.
I should have realized. I believed his story completely, even when there are so many discrepancies.
Like what?
I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Okay, we'll begin at the beginning. I mean, when did you notice that something was funny about Grant?
A long time ago. There was Bunny Willis, he knew.
What? He knew that Grant was his spy?
He knew that Grant wasn't Grant.
What are you saying, Celia?
Monica, do you remember that photograph I showed you of Grant and I on the Block Island ferry, and
Yeah.
Grant didn't remember anything about it?
I mean, he was teasing, that's what you said.
Yeah, well, he had a lot of good excuses. I'm sure they briefed him real well.
Okay, Celia, if Grant isn't Grant, who is he?
I don't know.
Where is the real Grant? I mean, when did this person
take over?
I don't know.
When do you suppose that Grant started acting as this imposter?
I don't even remember that. I was going back and forth so much. First I'd believe him, and then the next minute I didn't.
And now?
And now I don't know what to believe. Just when I am totally convinced that he was a traitor to me and to his country, I find there's a chance that he may have been helping both of us.
Well, one thing we can be sure of, Grant Putnam was a spy, wasn't he?
Or at least he wanted to make people believe he was.
But a double agent.
Perhaps it was all just a big misunderstanding.
No. Grant is a member of the DVX. Or at least he was.
Was Natalie Dearborn involved in any of this?
Yes, she was one of them, I think. At least I'm sure that Gregory was.
Gregory? Who's Gregory?
He's the piano player at Luke's place.
Well, good Lord, we were infiltrated.
Where does Dr. Gerald fit in?
Oh, that poor man. It was his disc.
His disc what?
I don't think I should be talking about it.
Well, just nod your head, Celia.
It was Gerald's disc. That's what they were after, right?
It had to be. Had to be.
But Dr. Gerald was Grant's best friend.
All I know is that Luke and Holly are in grave danger. And if Robert and Connie don't get to them quickly, they're going to kill them.
Ah, that gang's probably bluffing.
No, they're not. They're not. They're dead serious. That disc is the reason that they killed...
Now, let us see if I have this straight. You're saying that Grant was a spy trying to steal Dr. Gerald's work. But Dr. Gerald was his best friend.
Well, I tell you, that's some story.
What I would like to know, Celia, did Grant succeed?
Yes, did the DVX wind up with the disc?
Well, we'll find out soon enough.
What do you mean, dear?
Well, just watch the sky. If we don't see that satellite take off late this afternoon, the DVX has won.
$3.58.
Well, I hope Gregory sticks to the plan for the hostage exchange.
He said no later than 4:30. We've got to get in that earlier. We're shaving it too close.
I know, but the Oriental parade really necessary.
We're just going to have to mount the assault earlier. Dodson, you on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now listen, we're going to move in by 4:20. You hear me? The target now is 4:20, and then you storm the place.
Yes, sir.
Time.
Sung Choo said there was no problem.
I hope he was sufficiently impressed with the urgency of our situation. That parade should be starting now.
It will, he promised.
Well, we can't wait any longer. I think we'd better get ready.
What about them?
They told me you needed me down here.
Right on time.
But what is it?
Kill the hostages.
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
Da-dee-da, da-da-dee-da-dum-dum. Da-dee-da, da-dee-dee.
Let's go.